Hello, my people. Welcome to the show, man. This is the Lagosian in New York City show. And I've been very busy this week, but I had to make time to come and record this short video because a lot's been going on in Nigeria. And you have to have been under a rock not to know that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested earlier this week. And that has sent the country in a different state of, chaos, especially on social media. There's been a lot of reaction both at home and abroad, and I felt like I should come and sit down and kind of summarize what the world is saying, especially on social media, because I think social media gives you a very different perspective of how people feel, of how people are reacting, and you can see pictures and texts, and there's been a consistent theme with the reactions of people that people are not happy, especially people of Igbo descent or heritage. They are not happy at all with the arrest, and there's been a lot that's been talked about. So if you're not Nigerian and you're watching this show, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of IPOB, that's the indigenous people of Biafra. And Biafra consists mostly of Igbo people of the Eastern heritage that try to break away in the civil war that engulfed Nigeria in the late 60s, that eventually led to Nigeria still staying the same. But there have been calls for the Igbo people to leave Nigeria. Recently, so there's some calls for the Yoruba people to leave Nigeria. And with all the poverty and the chaos, it's just getting to a boiling point. And even though I'm not in Nigeria, I'm far away from home, I have family there, and I can feel the tension. I can feel the tension. People here are talking about it. People in Nigeria are talking about it. Twitter is banned, right? It's banned in Nigeria. But if you looked at Twitter yesterday and 2 days ago, Nnamdi Kanu was trending. It's not trending today when I looked, but that's how people are using Twitter. Nobody cares anymore. People just have to react and let it out. So let's get into the show and talk about what I pulled as the top reactions on social media in response to Nnamdi Kanu's arrest. Okay, so the first one, and this is no doubt my favorite reaction. One gentleman said, if Nnamdi Kanu is found guilty as a terrorist whenever he's tried, and I'm reading from his screen, so you see I'm not looking directly at the camera, I'm reading from my notes. If Nnamdi Kanu is found guilty as a terrorist, then he should be treated as one. He should be sent abroad to study or start a life like others. He should be set free and forgiven the way they forgave and claimed to rehabilitate the Boko Haram terrorists. So this guy is trying to be funny, and I'll put the image is coming up. He's trying to be funny and satirical, but he's passing a very important point, right? So certain groups of people were deemed terrorists and were rehabilitated and released back into the country. So he's trying to, juxtapose Nnamdi Kanu to those other terrorists. Another post that came from Savage to Diamond is that if this Boko Haram terrorist, if Nnamdi Kanu was like a Boko Haram terrorist, he should also be released. Do you think he's going to be released? I don't know. It's very controversial, and a lot is still going on. The second reaction from people is that it shows that he's very popular. Very popular. Go to Twitter and look at the search Nnamdi Kanu fans. He has lots of fan pages, and these are fan pages not with 10 people, 20 people, 35,000 people, 40,000 people. People actually supporting. So he has a fan base, and maybe not people are not expressing it vocally or at work, but people are actually, on social media following and lending their voice to this movement. The third reaction that I've seen on social media that's pretty condemning is that Niger people who are not in support with the arrest are mad at the Kenyan government because they feel the Kenyan government had a role to play with the extradition now, or the partnering with the Nigerian government to get Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria. One tweet suggests and actually blames Uhuru Kenyatta, alleging that he has a role to play in the arrest. But another Nigerian raises the question: does the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu represent a violation of international laws. And this was actually discussed in the Vanguard newspaper of yesterday. So we'll see how it goes. And the reason why I bring this up is we know, at least it's alleged, we know he's Nigerian. He was born in Nigeria. He was raised in Nigeria. I think he went to UNN. But we also know he appears to have a British passport. And Britain is the United Kingdom. So that could be English. That could be Wales. That could be Northern Ireland. That could be Scotland. So I don't know which of those countries he's a citizen of. But he's alleged to be a UK citizen. So, and there's also reports that his Nigerian passport might have expired a long time ago. So this is also on social media, that his Nigerian passport might have expired a long time ago. And I'm not a lawyer, at least I'm not an international lawyer or immigration lawyer to know if your passport has expired, does it mean you're no longer a citizen? Feel free to leave it in the comments. And if you're a lawyer and want to clear this up, let me know. Hit me up. As in, does it mean you're no longer a citizen of that country? I don't think so, because if you're an American and your passport has expired, you're still American. Your passport doesn't really confer, it's a representation of citizenship, right? But an expired passport doesn't mean you're not a citizen anymore. So I don't think that case will hold water, because people are saying that if his passport has expired and he's a British and he was arrested, does it mean the Nigerian federal government has arrested a British citizen? So there's a lot of debate going on. There's a lot of debate, and I don't know how this would play out legally. I'm sure he's getting a legal team ready to fight this legal battle that he's going to have. But does his passport expiring? I know some countries, like in the US here, you can actually withdraw your citizenship and say, I know do again. I don't want to be a citizen again. Get me out. And people do that here in the US because of tax. The US taxes you like crazy. So when people get billions, like Facebook, one of the Facebook founders was Brazilian American, and he renounced that's the word, renounced. He renounced his US citizenship and switched to his Brazilian citizenship to avoid tax. So I don't know if Nnamdi Kanu at some point renounced his Nigerian citizenship, and if it's possible, because that would have been a smart thing to do, right? It's alleged to have escaped bail when he was arrested a few years ago and left the country. You would have thought that with all the noise that he'd been making, he would have renounced Nigerian citizenship. But if you're fighting for Biafra, does it make sense to renounce Nigerian citizenship or keep your Nigerian citizenship? I'm going too deep. But there's word that the British government is actually discussing with the federal government, and they're undergoing negotiations, So this is very complex, because if he's British and renounced Nigerian citizenship, I don't think the Nigerian federal government can keep him. I don't think so. The British government will ask for him back, especially since he's such a popular people. And if you look at social media, there are people in support of Biafra all over the country, all over the world, actually, demonstrating and posting videos online supporting Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm not saying I'm not. These are not my views. These are just the views of people on social media. So what role does the British government have to play? We'll see. Another reaction people are having is kind of similar to one of the first reactions I talked about, is why is the Nigerian government not going after bandits and herdsmen and those domestic terrorists the way they went after Nnamdi Kanu? So there's been a lot of sentiment on social media with regards to this. And people think that Nigeria are losing their priorities. Another reaction is that the Daily Post reported that, at least an article in the Daily Post, that Nigeria, by arresting Nnamdi Kanu, is sitting on a time bomb. So let's ask ourselves, think about it. Like Christianity, it was after Jesus Christ was killed, right? Sometimes when people are alive or people are far away, their impact is not as big as when you arrest them. God forbid something happens to this guy. How are people going to respond at home? How will people respond at home? So let's ask ourselves, if you are Buhari or the federal government, is this a strategic move And I'd love to have somebody on the show to actually discuss or debate this. Is this a strategic move? Are you making the situation worse by actually bringing this guy back? Would you not have been better to just leave him where he is and let him make noise and be less impactful? But now you're bringing him back and you're riling up his supporters. You know, who knows? Who knows what the answer is? Then another reaction people are having is that a few people have commented that Lai Mohammed is taking all this too far, too personally, with all the comments about Nnamdi Kanu flying on private jet, living a 5-star life, dressing in Fendi, that waiting do and what's your own business. So people have talked about that too. One reaction that came out is that people were upset that Zimalami, or I can't remember the name of the guy, why did Buhari's Attorney General announce Nnamdi Kanu's arrest in Hausa? I know Reno Mokri, who's a very popular online personality and activist. And Reno, please, if you're watching this, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you, please, at Lagosian in NYC on Twitter or Instagram. I'd love to have you on so we can talk. But Reno Mokri raised the point that, you know, why did the Attorney General make the announcement of his arrest in Hausa and not English, which is the lingua franca of the country? And he says, is this a northern victory? Deep, 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 deep. Okay, so last but not least, even though Igbo people are complaining, you know, people on BBC are complaining about, you know, his arrest and how this would pan out. So, well, we go see, man. We go see. We'll see how we'll follow the news very closely. I hope he, you know, he's safe. You know, that's the last thing we want, that anything to happen to him while in custody. And we'll see how it plays out. If indeed he's renounced Nigerian citizenship, I don't think an expiration of a passport means you're no longer a citizen. I'm pretty sure about that. But if he has renounced Nigerian citizenship, he's a British citizen, you know, then it becomes a diplomatic war, or however it pans out. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe to me at Lagosian NYC on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. I get either I talk on my own and just talk my mind, or I get guests and we argue and debate. If you want to be on the show, just leave a message for me on Instagram, preferably Instagram. DM me. Okay, stay good. God bless you.